Well, hey, everybody, my name is Rob Satrom, and I'm going to talk about how I grew to $1 million firm in less than 2 years, and it was called Nuance Financial Tax and Accounting. Now, right now, I just want you to know that I have an agenda here, and my agenda is to do kind of three things. One, I want to show you how I was able, or what the framework of what I call this outsourced accountant model is, which is what allowed us to kind of drive towards $1 million in clients with only about, or $1 million in revenue with like 150 clients. It was really powerful. The second thing I want to do is hit on how you can work with us. So we do websites and accounting for small businesses, we do websites and paid advertising for accountants and other small businesses. And basically what we do is we kind of have a get started package for $3,500, $5,500, or $7,500. We do basically where you get my course. But what we do is we set up a phenomenal website that gains trust, that actually will have a system to it, because we'll set up paid advertising and a funnel system that is fantastic. So I'd love to help you with that. And number three, I have a course. It's $500 and it talks about how to do this outsourced accounting model, and lots of sales coaching in there. It gives you what you don't have, okay? And what most of you have is you're really good at accounting, or if you're not good at accounting, you can go find out how to get good at accounting, but running a good business that's profitable is huge. So I'm just going to dive right into it. So right off the bat, let's talk about some of the things. I like to I demonize the typical tax and accounting firm. So there's a typical tax and accounting firm, and then what I call the outsourced accountant model. And basically what the typical accounting firm is that they do hourly work for people and businesses, and they're generally like swamped. People use their services because they ask for them, right? Usually what happens is in a typical tax and accounting firm, or even a CPA firm, or even a bookkeeper, right? They find somebody that comes to them and they're like, I want my books done. I want my taxes done. Will you help me with something, file an extension or whatever that is? And at the end of the year or throughout the year, they're either doing their books for them. And then at the end of the year, what they'll do is they'll come along and they'll help them do the tax return. They'll kind of clean things up. And no matter what, even if you were to charge like $1,200 for a business tax return and maybe $500 for a personal tax return, let's just be frank. It's a compressed season where you're trying to do a ton of work all in one season. That's super hard. It's not great money because it's a ton of work. And for every person, like what's so hard is you got to get all of these clients so that you can actually make enough money. And in order to make enough money, you got to have a lot of meetings, a lot of touch points, because everybody has 15 different touch points on every single tax return. Here's the fact of the matter. And I'll talk to you about my whole story. There's a longer version of this video below here. You don't have to watch that in this one. But basically what I'm going to tell you is that there's a better way. Okay. You shouldn't just do the services, the accounting and tax services that people ask for. You can hear my kids going crazy back there. What you should do is that you should connect with business owners, engage with them, and help them have a preferable future. What you're going to do is you're going to create a framework that allows you to deliver massive, intense amounts of value to that business owner, which is really easy for me to say, but I'm going to talk about a couple of things real quick. So let me hit on what's valuable to a business owner. Here's the deal. None of them like doing this stuff. None of them like paying taxes. They all hate doing bookkeeping. They understand financials, right? But they're a lot like me. I understand numbers. I understand financials. I do not want to sit in my books and reconcile books. I don't want to know which account does this go to. The chart of accounts means nothing to me, and I don't want to waste my time. In fact, not only do I not want to waste my time, I know that if I can spend time communicating and leading my people and working on my client stuff, that I will make way more money. So it is a complete and utter waste of my time for me to do something that I'm not great at, especially menial detail work that doesn't really line up with my giftings or my strengths. And your customers are the same. They got into business for other reasons. In fact, we'll hit on like why I do what I do, because business owners have to get sales and then execute, right? And do financial stuff, but getting sales and executing, usually they're really good at executing. That might be you. You might be a really great accountant, but you're really bad at understanding sales and how to move people, attract them, and have them take a step with you. And once that step's there, how to have messaging and systems so that they actually want to close with you, right? That's what I love to do. And that's what we do here at Feedbackwrench. We'd love to help you with that. But let me just hit on this real quick. Most accountants don't make very much money. The only accountants that do are part of a mega firm, and the mega firms are slowly deciding that, wait a minute, this is kind of bad. They're all moving to this accountant model, this more advisory service model, but it's not just about advisory. So I'm going to hit on real quick, what do you actually need to provide in order to have this outsourced accountant model? So I'm going to list off everything that I think you should include in that service. We'll talk a little bit about how much it's worth, but let's start off by understanding two different things. Number one, I want to talk about the 3 value propositions that you have. The first value proposition that every business owner resonates with is you're going to help them mitigate their taxes, pay their fair share in taxes and not a penny more. And along with that, you're going to help them build tax efficient wealth. So number one, reduce the taxes. Number two, you're going to help them be more efficient and productive and save them time by handling everything for them. You're going to do the bookkeeping. You're going to be a staff alternative. They don't need an accountant because they're choosing you and your small firm, right? But basically, you're going to save the business owner time, and you're going to save the staff people of the operations time, and you're potentially going to be a staff alternative. It's kind of 2 phases of this business. There's like single owner guys, and then folks that they're going to need an accountant, right? You will eliminate the need for more staff. And then the third thing is you're going to keep them compliant and help them mitigate risks, right? You're going to do it better than them. You're going to do it better than that part-time accountant that they try and hire. You're going to do it better, and they're going to rest assured that a CPA or an accountant or a high-level professional is actually doing this for them. And then you're going to help them mitigate some risks, right? Talk to them about insurance, talk to them about entity planning and all of these different things, right? And underpinning something that you need to come to the grips with if you want to have a profitable firm and run this outsourced accounting model is that price isn't really what it's all about. In fact, price is not huge. Now, a lot of these gurus will talk about, you need to land clients and understand your value. You need to charge more and only work with people that understand your value. Here's my question. Do you know what's valuable about what you do? I bet you don't. Maybe you do. That might sound arrogant. I'm sorry. There's things called value sensitivities. Okay. And what it is if you can deliver these things, they generate more value for the customer. And for business owners, my dad taught me this. There's 7 value sensitivities for heavy machinery to a contractor, right? But what I've kind of identified is that there's 3 major value sensitivities that will astronomically impact how much value you deliver to the business owner. And it's really what resonates with them. But it's a little different than those 3, right? So mitigate taxes, handle everything for them, and then keep them compliant. This is more of like underpinning this is you want to help increase productivity. The number one impact on a business is if you can increase productivity of the business owner and of all the staff people. When they can get more work done because you've interacted with them, you're super valuable. The second thing is efficiency. If they can reduce what it costs them to get the same work done, that's huge. And they take their dollars, they either spend it on a staff person or they spend it on you. You're going to drastically deliver better results because for the cost of a staff accountant, yeah, they're going to get everything the accountant does, but now they're going to get a tax guru, and that's huge. And then the third thing is tax efficiency and wealth optimization. Save them taxes, right? This is a bottom line write-off. When you save them in taxes, it's like creating a 10x or whatever it is for their gross profit percent. You're going to amplify revenue for them. It's a huge deal for them to save in taxes. And you need to embrace that. Those 3 things, productivity, efficiency, and taxes saved, are going to be the biggest things that you can pull. And ultimately, if you can frame yourself up, those first 2 are like you being a staff alternative and saving them time. So that's what you're going to rely on to know that if you can resonate with that, if you can find business owners that understand that, or if you can teach that to business owners that are maturing into that, you're going to have an opportunity to land $500 to $2,500 a month clients, and they're going to like it. Now, this isn't like you'll charge $11,000 for a tax plan, Andrew Argue stuff. Andrew Argue does a lot of good stuff, but I think that I have a whole rant about why tax savings is tax savings needs to fuel productivity and efficiency. You save taxes so that you can invest in the accountant, because what you're going to do is you're going to talk about, I'm going to save you $6,000 this year. And then you're going to pay me $6,000. It's not about saving money, right? It's about mitigating taxes over the long haul, but ultimately the tax is going to fund their future investments, their wealth building, and it's going to fund you, which then makes them all that more productive. So Let's dive right into it. What's all included in the outsourced accounting model? And this is really what it is. It's all about everything all together, not one-off, right? So in order to do this business model really well, you're going to have to include all of these services for just about everybody, with the exception of payroll, whether you run payroll for people that have employees or not, okay? You'll provide payroll, but we'll get into that. The more one-off work you have, the more people that are not within this core focus that are paying a monthly retainer to you, the more difficult your life's going to become, and you're not going to like it. So I'm going to move fast through this, and I'm telling you, take notes. I've got an article. You can see it underneath. You'll see everything that's there. But here's what's all included. So all the clients, you're going to get their books. You're going to get their accounting. You're going to set it up right. So number one, you're going to get those chart of accounts. You're going to set up that accounting and all of the accounts to a standard that is amazing. And then you're going to do all the backup bookkeeping. Now, when you first get a client, implementation is heavy, right? Implementation and backup bookkeeping might need to have an additional charge to it. So you might say, hey, to work with us, where I want you to be at is $800 a month. And it looks like we have a significant amount of implementation. We got to make you an S Corp. We have to get all your books caught up. And that's going to cost $3,500. So it's going to be $3,500, then $800 a month to get you going. And that might sound a lot, but I'm telling you, number one, get everything set up, fresh, clean slate, awesome. In fact, usually I wouldn't even get access to the books, man. You might as well start over in most cases. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take an in-depth snapshot of their financial picture. They might be hesitant on that. Their tax picture, get the tax returns, get the last 2 or 3 tax returns, read and figure out what they're doing, particularly with the S Corp, and then the accounting system. You have to peer into the bookkeeping and accounting system to find out how big of a mess it is and how frequent things are. And you just need to understand that no matter what. Off of that, you're going to create a comprehensive tax plan that addresses taxes in that year and over the long haul to help them build tax efficient wealth. Really what you're trying to look at here is, again, the strategies are real estate retirement plans in your S Corp. That's the big hair or the big string you're looking to pull that will, and you're looking at, can they maximize that S Corp? That's language that I recommend using. A lot of accountants come alongside a business owner, tell them to be an S Corp. And then they're like, well, you're reasonable seller. You made 120 G's. Well, I don't think you should go lower than 110 because a lot of real estate agents make 110,000. It's like, what are you talking about? Help them be aggressive, for crying out loud. So you're gonna establish a tax plan for them for that year and moving forward, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna do all the work necessary to set them up. File the 2553. Get the S Corp set up. Convert them to an S Corp. Set up the payroll system for them. Do all the stuff for them. Make their life easy, okay? They're gonna love you. You have to do a little bit of like coaching them what you're all doing and helping them understand the value. But then you're going to keep their books up to date at a very high level, right? Do amazing bookkeeping services. Make sure that they're closed at least quarterly. Every month they should be closed up and just stay on top of that, man. In fact, what we always recommend is take the month and you'll mark which days you're going to go in and clean up which books and have a system to that. Then you're going to set them up on the best payroll system. One of the things I recommend is that you choose your cloud-based accounting system, you choose the payroll system, and you force everybody to get on it. Like there's no, hey, when you come with us, you're going to get rid of the other thing. You're going to get set up here. Payroll can be a beast with that. The goal in payroll could be, there's multiple parts here. Number one, what you're going to do is and I'll get into this. We'll talk about this in a second, but payroll, you for sure just have wholesale payroll. So get a relationship with ADP, Paychex, or you can use Intuit, you can use Gusto, whatever payroll system you want. You're going to provide wholesale payroll, right? At minimum, you provide good customer service to make sure things that are set up right. At medium level of payroll service that you can provide, you're going to help them do new contractors. So if they have 1099 contractors, instead of filling out a W-9, have them contact you. And now you get to make that easier for them. Oh, I got a new employee. Connect them with your tax firm and get that new employee set up, right? So you're going to set up the payroll. You're going to help them. And then at the most, so you're either just customer service with new employees and stuff like that, or you could be the one that actually runs the payroll for them. Now, the advantage of that is that you're really sticky. The disadvantage of that is if you screw that up, now their employee can't pay their mortgage. It's a big deal. Zero room for margin for error when it comes to payroll. So that's the thing that you're going to do is you're going to help them with payroll. Then you'll provide monthly and quarterly reports with real feedback, right? You're doing the books, provide monthly feedback. Then you're going to, and this is the biggest one, guys. You're going to help them pay in their taxes according to your tax plan throughout the year by using the payroll system. And what you're trying to do, and this, I'm telling you, you have to understand this. you're going to take away all of the surprises, and you're going to help them pay in according to the taxes so that they don't have that anxiety towards the end of the year. Okay. You might not know this, accountants, but every business owner come about quarter three. In the back of our head, we're always like, well, I wonder if I'm paying inappropriately. But most of us that are not engaged in tax law, especially when you add in an S Corp, we don't know, are we going to owe $5,000? Am I going to get a $10,000 check? You add in some of this stuff from the different administrations, we have no idea. There's so much anxiety as you're doing our year-end taxes. It drives us nuts. It hurts marriages. It hurts relationships. It eats at people. And ultimately, it can cause gigantic financial bombs, right? We know all of us have been on the wrong end of owing more than we can afford and putting on a tax plan and punting as far as you possibly can. Take out some of that mystery and provide peace of mind by the second they come with you, put them in and use the payroll system to pay in their withholding to help them end without a tax return and not have a tax bomb. You do that and you communicate that well in your meeting, you're going to land good clients because that's a huge one. Now, before the year end, you're going to help them make tax mitigation decisions and proactively help them with planning. Should they buy something? Should they invest? Should they, do you buy that new benefits plan? What do you do? Do you make the profit share contribution to everybody's SEP IRA? But you do that before the year end, and that's a huge difference. Every other tax and accounting firm, they're only getting help at the end of the year, and you can't do anything there. And most small businesses are in that model. I'm telling you, most of them are not getting this proactive stuff. Then you're going to close out the books at the year end. You're going to provide high levels of year end reporting to them, help them understand year over year. And as you do this, you'll see year over year, you can really help them gauge their ratios and you can help them understand their business. Then you're going to make the year end tax season a breeze. You're going to do their business taxes. You're going to do their personal taxes. And because you've been doing the bookkeeping and all the accounting and tax and everything, it's super easy. You don't have to work that hard. They just got to get you the documents, make their life easy, and just handle all those tax returns for everybody. And then you want to provide wealth building and some financial planning type advice. Usually they're a little hesitant to that because there's so many people slinking around trying to get them for that. But I'm telling you, you should be advising them and then helping them with risk mitigation. So here's what I mean with those last two. Be Dave Ramsey for them, right? Help them save up cash, help them invest, get them involved in compounding interest, right? Have them open a simple IRA or a solo 401k if they don't have any employees or any statutory employees, meaning that it's all family members and executives. Have them open, it's called the Individual K from Vanguard. Now, this is not legal advice, right? But what you can do there is they can do up to the 25% of their salaries or 25% of the Schedule C as a profit share contribution, which essentially avoids self-employment taxes, and they can do a regular contribution, regular 401k contribution of either Roth or traditional up to the limits. You could do like $18,000 in Roth on one side if you wanted to, which is non-deductible. And they could do a profit share contribution of up to 25% of their Schedule C or up to the 25% of their S Corp salary and not to exceed, I think it's $58,000 this year. You got to check, but there's a contribution limits for SEP IRAs and solo 401ks. Long story short, you could put a ton of money away for them and they got to have compounding interest. Let them take advantage of 3M and Apple's ability to create profits and let them participate in compounding interest. And lastly, just remember that when you do all this S Corp, guess what happens when they're ready to retire? Their Social Security benefits are small. Now, hopefully you've helped them build a ton of wealth throughout the years and it doesn't matter, but get them involved, start saving up to buy and hold real estate. Get them involved in different asset classes, right? Get them involved in different types of businesses. Help be the financial quarterback to help them go. And I'll end with this, guys. If you do this and it's all in one, your clients are going to love you. You're going to love your business. It's more meaningful work. You're moving the needle for these people in some serious ways. And we know how to help you get there. We know how to help you get to that 25 to 50 clients and then to that 100 clients if you want to grow. We can help you build $1 million practice very seriously by using digital marketing, video marketing, and a combination of remarketing. And we do all the writing for you. We make this so easy. And again, it's $3,500, $5,500, or $7,500 to set up the different machinery. And I'm telling you, You get set up with our $7,500 setup. I guarantee you I'll get you clients in the first month or two that will offset that cost so quickly you won't even know what happened. And they were clients you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. God bless. Good luck. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you downloaded this guide, I'd love the opportunity to help you. Again, we got a small, cool little team here. It's myself, Daniel, our full-time web designer. We've got Byron, our video, photo, and graphic guy. We've got Heather, our project manager. We've got a writer that we're working with, and we're hiring another one here. We'd love the opportunity to set you up right. Check out everything else that we have in terms of what we do to actually attract this client, close this client, and have a system that works while you sleep. So good luck and God bless.